Hey, it's Gregg Stewart, and I'm back with more fun tips and tools to craft better stories. Before I start, a quick disclaimer. These tips and tools I'm about to share are not rules to follow. Like most authors, if I find a way to make a story better, like more compelling, more emotionally resonant, why not take advantage of those upgrades? But, as usual, use whatever works for you, whatever resonates, and disregard the rest. Thanks to Joe at Crystal Lake, and thanks to you for joining me. Let's get to it. This next video is all about the midpoint reversal. The midpoint reversal is a term often used among screenwriters, but this story point comes up in all types of stories, regardless of story length, format, or genre. Essentially, it is the no going back moment of your story. I'm not pointing any fingers because writing a great story arc can be challenging, but there are a lot of stories out there, possibly some of mine included, that tend to peter out in the middle. They enter a kind of slog fest that finishes with an, okay, I get it, ending. We don't want that. The beauty of the midpoint reversal is that it revitalizes your story. It oftentimes shifts your main character's goals and raises the stakes. I can say with confidence that a great midpoint reversal has saved many stories. So it's worth diving into and figuring out how to maximize it to your own advantage in your stories. In most cases, the midpoint is where the consequences of your character's earlier actions or inactions come to fruition. It often reaps devastating results that neither your main character or your readers expected. When done well, it's the point where shit gets real. And for your readers, two powerful things happen. First, it's the moment when you discover if you've done a good job building empathy for your hero, because your readers should feel about as devastated as your character about this reversal. Second, because it sits at the midpoint, at this halfway point, it's the moment when things start going downhill and the pace quickens, leading us into the climax of the story. It signals that this roller coaster ride you've taken us on is now heading towards a steep decline, in the hopes of pulling it out for a final loop-de-loop, avoiding a full crash and burn, and pulling out an intense climactic moment to resolve your story. But before we can get to that climax, we need to build momentum, and the midpoint reversal is the thing to kick it off. Now, it's hard to give examples of this without spoilers, so as I mentioned certain novels and films to show what a midpoint reversal looks like, I'll give you a few seconds to fast forward to the next example, so I don't ruin anything for you. I'll try to focus on classics, things most of us have watched and read, but this approach is obviously not foolproof. I'll do my best, okay? Now get your finger on the arrow if you need to fast forward, because here we go. In Jaws. The first half of the movie has the sheriff playing defense. He tries to close the beaches and keep people out of the water, but the mayor pushes back, citing the economy. Then some fishermen capture a shark, and they claim it's the killer. But deep down, the sheriff knows the real killer's still out there. Then, it's July 4th, and his son is in the shallow salt pool, where it's safe. But it isn't. What is that in the water? Oh crap, it's the shark in the shallows, and it's coming for the sheriff's kid. That scene is the midpoint reversal, because when it happens, right in front of everyone, the sheriff decides he needs to change tactics. Now it's personal, and the entire trajectory of the story shifts. He's not running defense anymore. He's going on the offense and taking the fight out onto the water to get that damn shark. It's the point of no return, and it will lead to even more downhill trouble for our sheriff. But now the stakes are raised, and there's way more momentum to take us to the exciting conclusion. In Gone Girl, the midpoint occurs when Sweet Amy's diary entries end, and we learn she's faked her own death and framed her husband. It's a hell of a plot twist. And the narrative now flips from a whodunit to a lethal game of cat and mouse.
Writing is hard, publishing is harder, and doing both alone in the dark while questioning every life choice that led you here, that's just Tuesday. Crystal Lake Publishing's Patreon exists for exactly this kind of person. For $5 a month, you get access to our community, our resources, and the quiet comfort of knowing you're not suffering alone. For $10, we'll actually read your work and tell you what's wrong with it. Kindly, mostly. And for $15, that's Joe Meinhardt's monthly mastermind, where serious creators come to sharpen their craft, grow their careers, and occasionally stare into the void together. 3 tiers, 1 mission. Link in the description.
In 1984, Winston agrees to go to a meeting with O'Brien, thinking it may be a chance to join the underground resistance. What happens is he goes straight into the hands of the thought police, who O'Brien works for, the stinking rat. Now Winston is trapped, under surveillance, scrutinized, the exact opposite of all he hoped for. It goes downhill from there. It's a classic reversal. In Psycho, there is a certain shower scene that occurs right about at the midpoint. At the time, audiences thought Alfred Hitchcock was not playing fair when it came to decency in storytelling, and it's not 100% due to what happens in the shower. It's an incredible story reversal because it's the moment that we learn who we thought was the main character is not. You can already see in these examples how that midpoint reversal raises the stakes and increases momentum for the conclusion, don't you? Yeah, it's cool. Let's do a few more across genres so we can really see how this works. In Star Wars, the midpoint occurs when the Millennium Falcon arrives at Alderaan to drop off R2-D2 and C-3PO, deliver the droids. But when they get there, Alderaan is gone, nothing but an asteroid field. Luke, Obi-Wan, and Han Solo realize the whole planet's been destroyed, blown up. Then, without warning, they're in a tractor beam, inching slowly towards the Death Star. What starts as a simple career mission immediately fails at the midpoint and reverses to become an escape from the belly of the beast. In the film Surratt, actually wait, you know what? I can't talk about this one, not enough people have seen it. I have to say, I think Surratt might have the most devastating midpoint reversal I've ever seen in a film, so I encourage you to go watch it just for that. Okay, 2 more, and let's focus on the horror genre. In Bird Box, what starts as a hide and survive story to maintain sanity reverses when our heroine Mallory must leave her safe place and get in a rowboat with other survivors, all blind, heading downriver. It even kicks up a notch when she learns some of the people she might be traveling with in that rowboat are not as trustworthy as she had first hoped. You can see in a few examples here that often the hero resists change, but the midpoint is the place to force it. As I mentioned in the first video, every great story has change at its source. So using the midpoint reversal to force more change is a great use of this device. Okay, last but not least, and this one's for Joe, in the film Friday the 13th, in the first half of the film, counselors arrive at Camp Crystal Lake. Happy, laughing, setting things up for the kids to arrive. Past incidents are a thing of the past. Oh, those sweet, innocent morons. At the midpoint, Steve Christie, the camp's owner, he gets stabbed in the chest. It's bad. Only then do the counselors realize something's not right. The descent into mayhem moves quickly from there. I won't spoil anything else. Again, the midpoint is more than a plot twist. It's an opportunity to raise the stakes and often reframes our main character's end goal. It ramps up tension, it gets your readers more invested, and it catapults your story toward a thrilling conclusion. So, maybe think about it for your story. Instead of letting us know some of your favorite midpoint reversals in the comments, let's not spoil anything. What I'd love to know in the comments is, what other subjects would you want me to discuss? What questions do you have about the craft of writing? Love talking about this stuff, so give me a shot at it. Throw your questions my way, and I'll make a few more of these videos. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks again to Joe for inviting me to do these. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get more writing tips and news on upcoming releases. I'm Gregg Stewart, and look for my book, The Isochron Treatment, coming this fall from Crystal Lake. Now, go write something.